to infinity and beyond.
Hello everybody, it's Roger and James here from DisKingdom.com, and in this episode we're going to be talking about Star Wars Puzzle Droids, which is out now on iOS and Android. Great new puzzle game that's coming out, match free to win, free to play. You can download it now. I did download it and I have been playing it, and it's that kind of thing of, if you like match free to game, you know, the typical kind of thing. It's very, very similar. There's different combos and connections and stuff that you can put together. But in general, that works very, very well. There's actually, like, the graphics and stuff with the droids and stuff are looking good. But did you get to play this one?
I did. I played just far enough for the first battle with Rey, which I guess is about 12 or 13 levels in. Mm-hmm. Got to play it. It's a lot of fun. It's very much Candy Crush. If people are familiar with that, I'm assuming most are.
Yeah.
Because you have little challenges in every single level, like, break all of the sand blocks within 15 moves, and so on and so forth. And yeah, I mean, it's a very good example of the genre.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing. I mean, it's tried and tested. Obviously, this is where it's that kind of thing of you looking at it going, it's nothing groundbreaking. It's nothing new to this series at all. It's a Star Wars version of it, so if you like Star Wars and you like these kind of games, you'll want to pick it up and have a go. It is free, and it makes sense. This is kind of what I would say, the idea of what they're doing with the Disney and the Marvel Disney games, where sort of spreading out the Star Wars to different types of genres of video games, and then having a puzzle game like this, a match-free game. It is completely different than Galaxy of Heroes or anything like that, and This is a kind of game to me that will just probably go on for years, because it's not really going to cost a lot of development time, and also it's a very nicely done one. The graphics and stuff are very good on it. And then, I was playing it on my iPad last night, and I have got it installed on my iPhone as well. Because it is just that kind of game you can flick on and just play for a bit and put down, because everyone knows how to play these.
Yeah, it's a very simple game, but it's cute. It's adorable. I mean, you're following BB-8 and C-3PO, so, I mean, there's plenty of Star Wars things to get in. I think it'll be just, like you said, one that's going to stay on my phone. I'm not going to log into it every single day. There's no incentive to do so. But if I'm, I'm waiting for the bus or I'm at the airport, whatever, 10, 15 minutes, play a couple rounds, beat a couple levels or not, depending on how frustrating they are. And then, just close it down and not feel any need to continue checking on it.
No, it's definitely to me, it's like thing, obviously, nowadays with like online games and stuff like that. You look at this game and go, this is just something that and then when Last Jedi comes out, they can do a massive rollout of another 200 levels and keep everyone sweet. I mean, you still feel like Frozen Freefall is still bringing in money for them on that. I mean, there are so many of these kind of games out there. Disney have launched a number of them in the past that maybe haven't lasted, the BFG. I think there's a Beauty and the Beast version of this coming soon. But Marvel Puzzle Quest has been carrying on with this game for years and keeps adding stuff. So just in general, I think it's a solid game. It's definitely one that, if you like those other ones, maybe check it out and see if you want to replace it over, because it's maybe a newer version and it looks a bit nicer and stuff. But Star Wars fans, you've got nothing really to lose on this one. Yeah,
I mean, I haven't really been pestered by the game to spend any money. I know that you can spend it to get like energy or whatever, but even with that, it's not one of those ones where more often than not you're gonna be like, oh, I'm out of energy. I need to play this thing right now. It's like, oh, well, all right, I'll just go and do something else for a couple hours.
I think it's when we probably, as most of these games, as you get into the later levels, you start finding it harder and harder, and you need those kind of extra things to give you that boost, because you get a bit frustrated. Having been stuck on one level on Inside Out, 4 bubbles for about 3 months. It's that kind of thing of like, they want you to kind of just spend that a little bit more to do it. It was funny because I was having this discussion with some of the women that I work with, and I was saying to them, they're all of them play Candy Crush, all of them. And I sort of said to them, and they're like, oh, well, and one of them, like, I've been stuck on this level, and I've been stuck. I said, well, have you just purchased? Why don't you just pick up a pack or something like that and kind of get some extra lives and get past the level and continue playing it and enjoying it, rather than getting frustrated and stop playing? And they're all like, look at me like I've just literally just grown 4 heads and just said, you have to spend some money on games, and they all literally just went, well, no, we don't buy any. And I said, you will not. I said, how many hours are you playing? You won't put any money into this at all. I said, so the developers there are starving. They got nothing. Because you won't put any money in, and they were all laughing because I said, and they were like, oh, every single one of them was like, well, no, we don't pay, we don't pay. You just wait for your lives, and it was just that kind of weird thing of going, it's like, this is where you just look at. I mean, some of the ones that my wife plays, the amount of adverts that come into the games for her on one of the games. It's so intrusive. It's like every time she does it, there's an advert play. Disney aren't quite as bad as that on their apps. I'll be honest.
Some of them have gotten to that point, but more often than not, it's kind of optional. Like we've noticed in Disney Magic Kingdoms, would you like to watch an ad for a free bronze chest? Would you like to watch an ad for some free happiness? But this isn't one of those games, and I'm kind of laughing at the idea that the developers of Candy Crush are starving in their offices, because that's got to be one of the most profitable games of the last couple of years. But yeah, the Puzzle Droids is not one of those games. No. It's not a game that really kind of forces the idea that you have to spend money. It's always right there on the edge. Yeah. Get some energy, get some blasters so that you can break down bolts, things faster, whatever. But it's not intrusive. It's not Marvel Avengers Academy. It's not Disney Magic Kingdoms. It's not any of these games which are like, money, give us.
And it's that kind of thing as well. As like you look at a game like this and it's like, having just seen what they've done with like Puyo Puyo Tetris, where they've released like a proper retail version of it, where I must admit I have looked at the Switch version and go, if it was a PlayStation 4 version price, I would have paid it, but I'm not paying the Switch tax because it's like £10-15 more than the PS4 version, and it's that kind of thing. It's Tetris. I'm not paying 40 quid for Tetris, so I'll pay 20 quid, but I'm not paying 40. But you look at this and kind of, they've released like Marvel Puzzle Quests on PlayStation and stuff. And you look at it and go, this would be a good, if you could strip away some of the mechanisms and just turn it into a game. This could sell like on a Switch very, very easily. But I mean, there's that mindset of changing the direction of what they're doing with it, and obviously they did try it with Marvel Puzzle Quest, and it depends really on the success of that, whether or not they do anything like that. But I do look at these games sometimes and go, with some tweaks, you could make a really good, like, just basic game that would work very well on consoles as well.
And honestly, this would work really well on the Switch. The portability of it, the ability to just kind of flip over to it while you're waiting for, I don't know, your Breath of the Wild something or other to happen. But
yeah. No,
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, definitely looks. It's definitely worth checking out. On that note, guys, let us know what you guys think of Star Wars Puzzle Droids, and you can get in touch with us on all the different social platforms. You can also like, follow, and subscribe on whichever audio or video platform you're watching, such as YouTube, VidMe, or Apple Podcasts. And you can find James over at heroiclegacy.com and at Vagabond Peak on Twitter. And on that note, guys, thank you very much for watching. See you guys soon. Later.